So, not not real sure what to expect or what's gonna happen or what this game even is. But I mean, literature club. So books, right? Are we just gonna like read books? Something? I I don't know. We're gonna hop on in and find out. Message deleted by a moderator. Alright, I don't know what just happened in chat, but things are getting wild. Alright, new game. Please enter your name. Regret. Okay. What do I do? Oh. Hey! I see an annoying girl running toward me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. Okay. I mean, I feel like it's gonna make for some interesting. I'm hoping it works out. We'll see what happens. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. All right, so we have a neighbor running around screaming. Everything's normal, totally normal. You know, the kind of friend you never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long? Semicolon. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. Don't know where this is going, but okay. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost better feel off running away. Oh, okay, so she's running after us. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. Hello. Yeah, I got no voice for this. Ha ha! I overslept again. But I caught you this time. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. Just say that like you're thinking about ignoring me. That's mean regret. Yep, it's already worked. It's already worked out. Look at that. Well, well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Fine, fine. But you did wait for me after all. Notice me, senpai. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean even if you tried to. Whatever you say, senora. Yeah, the boy's gonna be gone. But it's cool. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Regret, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? Isn't that what cavemen used? I told you already, I'm really not interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. Did I? Oh my, did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did in one of our many conversations, where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me, when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. Uh-huh. I was talking about how I'm worried that she won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know? I know you're happy now, but I died the thought of you becoming an athlete in a few years because you're not used to the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright, but what the hell is a neat? I'll look at a few clubs if it makes it happen. No promises, though. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? Yeah. I guess I'll promise you that, sure. Yay! Oh, God, why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. Oh. Thank you. I just thought they were making a joke about teen being, teen backwards. And I was like, well, we're in high school, so aren't we already there? Oh. Whoa, whoa, I didn't. No, I didn't. Oh, well, we missed some. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. The OA wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the Animu. Hello? Sayori? Sayori must come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I'm a spaceman. You can't stop me. I'm going to the moon. And then Pluto. Whoa. Wait, what? I look around and realize that I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you something coming out of the classroom, but I started just sitting here spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me. Oh, you don't need to wait up for me. It's going to make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought you know. Know what? Well, then you can come to my club. Sayori. Yeah? There is no way I'm going to your club. Meanie. Sayori is vice president of the literature club. Oh! Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title Vice Presidente. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. That's a thing. Yeah, I'm going to the Animu Club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much? Anyway. Well, I called to the club yesterday. I will bring a new member. And that circus made cupcakes and everything. Don't make promises you can't keep. I could tell. I can't tell Sori is really that much of an airhead. Or she's so cunning as to have planned all this out. Man, we are kind of brutal. We are a little bit brutal, aren't we? I let out a long sigh. Fine. I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yes, okay. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. I dejectively follow, Across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activita. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door.
Everyone, the new member is here.
I told you, don't call me a new member. Line. Glass around the room. It's pretty empty here. Oh god, another one. Welcome to the Literature Club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Sayori always says nice things about you.
Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere.
Il regrette. What a nice surprise. Welcome to the club.
Dot. 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 All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls? That is not where I thought that was going. Oh god, which one were you? You were the...
What are we looking at?
I don't know.
If I want to say something, say it.
Sorry. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She is also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori.
You can just ignore her when she gave me.
Sayori says that quietly into my ear, then turns back toward the other girls.
Anyway, this is not sticky. I'll full of energy. And this is Jerry, the spicy clear.
Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Well, it's nice to meet both of you.
And this time that you already know my hair, is that right?
That's right. It's great to see you again, Regret.
Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talk, but we were in the same class last year. Monica is probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels new. You too, Monica.
Can I sit down, Regret? We made a few at the table, so you can sit next to me on my car. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got those too, sorry.
How about a mix of tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there is one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrap tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand.
Okay, are you ready? Ta-da!
Oh.
Ah,
Natsuki lifts the foil of the tray to reveal a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears.
so cute!
I had no idea you were so good at baking that. Oh, wait. Wait! You're not that person.
I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki.
Well, you know, just hurry and take one.
Sayori grabs one first, then Monica. I follow. It's delicious. Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. She's waiting for me to take a bite. I finally bite down. The icing explodes in my mouth with a sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Uh, thank you, Natsuki.
Why are you taking me? It's not like her.
Haven't I heard this somewhere before?
Made that for you or anything?
I thought you technically did. Sherry said,
Well, maybe. But not for, you dummy.
Okay. Give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom. Don't worry. The teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess? Wait, which one are you? Ehehe. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not it, no. Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow and smiles at me. So, what made you consider the literature club? Uh, I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so. That's okay. Don't be embarrassed. Well, make sure you feel right at home, okay, comrade? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Well, To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream.
Monica really is a great leader.
Yeah, don't ask. Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I am confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone?
Ah,
We'll do our best.
you know it.
Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature.
So, regret. We meet again. What kinds of things do you like to read?
Well, um, considering how little I read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manja! I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. Looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet.
Not much of a reader, I guess.
Well, that could change. What am I saying? Spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri?
Well, let's see.
Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger.
My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me.
Hello? My headphones just randomly turned off. I guess my headphones are done with me.
And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive.
Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seemed so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people.
But I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately.
Horror, you say? Ah, I read a horror book once. Yeah, it's so good. You know, that's why these pants used to be white. Now, not so much. Yeah, ripped pants. Not so much. I desperately grasp something I can relate to at the minimum level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rook.
Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you. I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think, or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, even only for a brief moment.
Ah, I hate her.
Oh, why's that?
Well, I just
Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second.
never mind.
This right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki?
What? What gives you that idea?
You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called
Don't say that out. And give them back.
Fine, fine.
Your cupcakes, your poems. Everything you do is just as cute as you are.
Sayori sidles up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders.
I'm not cute.
Natsuki, you write your own poems?
Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care?
I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime?
No,
Natsuki averts her eyes.
you wouldn't like them.
Notice me, senpai?
Notice me, senpai? Hey, Holly. Ah, not a very confident writer yet.
I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. I I'm confused. That's how I am. I'm confused. I don't know what's going on at all. How are you? How are you? You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed this train wreck. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. Look, I've been trying to get it, and I decided that it's gone on long enough. I'm just gonna force some time in. So we're gonna spend some time here, and then we'll switch over to Origins and go get lost in the desert. Should be good. Dot, dot, dot. I guess it's the same for Yuri.
Ah, I want to read everyone's times.
We all sit in silence for a moment. Okay, I have an idea, everyone. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monica. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then, next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even.
Uh, uh, um,
Dot, dot, dot.
yeah, let's go.
Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Regret? Monica smells warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem. If, what's that? Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I'd join this club. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare at me with dejected eyes. But, I'm sorry. I thought, uh,
Regret.
you all, I'm defenseless again against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Dude, calm down, my dude. Calm down. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up.
Yeah, I'm so happy.
Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey, lie. You really did scare me for a moment. Dot, dot, dot. One dot. Two dots.
Hey, you really just came for the cupcakes? I'm a super best.
Then that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Uh, thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring it to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Regret! I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Well, the way I express myself is all in a name. Yep, all in a name. uh, yeah? Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food.
Hey, Regret. Since we're already here, do you want to walk home together?
That's right. Sayori and I never walk home together anymore because she always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well, I guess.
Yeah!
With that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to go closer to one of these girls. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Oh my god. Something good. Wait, what? Okay. Oh, what word do we choose? We gotta do 20? Entropy. Death.
Death.
Philosophy. Yeah, boy. Uh, Fester. Pick this because I don't know what the hell that means. Horror. Always horror. Oh, Inferno. That's a good word. Meager. Dark. A dark starscape. Yeah, getting something good here. Agonizing after image of a tragedy that was uncontrollable and fluffy, which disoriented the fantasy for an eternity. Effulgent. Alright, guys, you get a pick. What's the last word? Which one do we go with? Any of the words on the screen? Got Bubbles. Alright, we got to vote for Bubbles. Anybody else? Got two for Bubbles. Bubbles, we're going for Bubbles. Bubbles going in 3, 2, 1. Bubbles. Please tell me we get to see what absolute horror we wrote. Hi again, Regret. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least kept my word. Well, I'm back in the literature club.
I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out.
Thanks for keeping your promise, Regret. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it.
Oh, come on! He deserves any slack. Sayori told me he didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know if you better just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take it seriously, then you won't see the end of it.
Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room.
Mm.
Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga.
Manga is literature.
Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat.
There we go. Because he's basically on he's having fun. He helps me repeat it without even asking. Cookie, clear my room.
How dependable. Duh, duh, duh.
Sayori, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once.
Is that so?
You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. Dot, dot, dot.
How come? You and Regret can become good friends too.
Uh, uh, um, dot, dot, dot.
It's a Sayori line.
Hmm?
Dot,
Dot dot. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into.
You have bought you something today, you know?
wait, Sayori, dot, dot, dot.
Uh, uh, me?
Um, not really.
Debbie Sarah?
It's really nothing.
What is it? What is it?
Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. Dot, dot. Nervous dot.
Uh,
What do I do?
uh, I'm sorry, yeah? I won't take it.
Guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation. Also, there is a closet in the back that somehow has a chair inside of it. That is either one hell of a closet or it's the freaking TARDIS. Bigger on the inside, alright. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So, any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what.
Uh, is that so? Nervous dot. Dot. Even nervouser dot.
Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be.
Alright. Dot. Dot. Surprise dot. Well, here.
Yuri reaches to her bag and pulls out a boak.
I didn't want you to feel left out. Dot. Boak dot. And another dot for good measure. So I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, dot, dot, winky dot, discuss it if you wanted, winky dots.
This is. How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. Definitely read this. You are full of crap. Books are awesome, and you're full of it. I enthusiastically take the book.
Phew. Exasperated dots. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think.
Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Wait a minute. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. Catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Reading dot, reading dot, reading dot. Crap. Line. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. Dot, dot, dot. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Ugh. Dot, dot, dot. It's fine. More dots. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so dot, dot, adventurous dot. That's the book that you gave me, right?
Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Dot, dot, clutching dot.
Exclamation mark! Just curious. How come you have two copies of the same book?
I got 3 copies of my dots. Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday,
Lied.
that's not what I meant. Nervous dots. I mean,
Lied.
I
Dot. Dot.
dot just happened to buy 2 of them.
I see. Cool. Something very obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon.
I'm glad to hear. Oh, more dots. And a clutching dot. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. Insinuated Uwu. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Another insinuated Uwu.
Is that so? Eh? What's it about, anyway?
Well, uh, there's some dots involved.
Ew.
Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous looking eye symbol on the front cover. Alright, ominous dots. I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long lost younger sister. But as soon as she does so, her life gets really stronger. She gets targeted by these people who escape from a human experiment prison. Incarcerated. Dot. 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 And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships and her life starts to fall apart. Crumbling. Dot. 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 That's kind of line. That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Hey, dark can be nice. Don't hate. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing? Regret? No, what I'm into, it's all in the name. It is all in the name. No, it's not that. I mean, I could definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so just don't worry. I hope so. Purple dots. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri's into those things. Ooh. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that those kinds of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a stronger new perspectivo. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own life goals or in their own philosophy that they believe in. Then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, relatable. Dot. 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 They're made out to be the naive one, for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm dot. Rambling. Dot. Dot. I'm rambling, aren't I? Dot. 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 Semicolon. Not again. Not again, dots. I'm sorry. Long hair, dots. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this little problem. When I let things like books or writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying, something kind of stronger. Hey, please stop me if I start talking too much. That's line. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I could do is listen. It's a literature club after all. Lie. That's confused. Dot. Another dot. And one more for good measure. Dot. Well, that's true. In fact, might as well get started reading it, right? You, you don't have to. Ah, what are you saying? Just a moment ago you said you were looking forward to it. Dot, dot, dot. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I put into my bag. Oh, right. It's fine if I sit here, right? Slipped in the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? Seem a little apprehensive there. That's uh, I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is reading in company with someone. Okay, hold on. Need a second. I'm gonna plug this in. Maybe that'll help. Headphones are just turning themselves off. I don't know why, but now we're all pluggery, dude. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. All right. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Hold on, I gotta see what this is. Hello? What are you? Nothing? Okay, we're good. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. I was just lying. Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? Uh, I, I, I do. I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean, lying. Here, this should work, right? Slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. Ah. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready?
Eh?
Turn the page. Ah, sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. Glance over at Yuri's face again. Our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her.
That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do. Since you've been so patient with me.
Yeah. Yeah. About that. Thanks. Yeah. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side. She catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri? This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit.
You think so? How does she?
Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but also she second guesses all of the things that she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. Well, speaking of blunt, good God, man.
I see.
Yuri remains silent for a moment.
But regret, I'll always have you. That's probably
dot, dot, dot.
a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that.
Wait! I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. I'm just living up to my name. Sorry, I really didn't know you were self conscious about that sort of thing.
Really? You didn't? Dot, dot, dot.
Exactly, Holly. Exactly. I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute.
Uh, uh.
Line.
What are you saying all of a sudden? Nervous nervous dot, semicolon. More dots.
Okay, everyone.
Dot, dot, dot.
Exclamation mark!
I think it's time about we share today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long.
Uh. Yuri exhales. Spared? Spared. From finishing her thought.
Is that all right, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this.
It's not. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright. Guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you? I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. Uh, In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case,
Feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time.
All right.
Yep. We got hydrate going here, so let's take care of that. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Y- yeah, but like I wrote it, but I didn't read it, if you get my gist. So my relaxation ends. Can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've, well, never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with?
I can't wait.
Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Who do we show our poem to first? Chat gets to choose. Bum, 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 ba, da, bum, 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 bum. That sound, it makes me think of Mario Party. Bunk, 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 bunk. Who do we show it to first, guys? Who gets to read our mystery poem? Sayori! Anyone but Monica is fine. Sayori it is then. I'm definitely most comfortable sharing it with Sayori first. She's my good friend after all.
That's. This is a good poem, right? Are you sure it's your first time? Okay.
Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time?
I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid you wouldn't do it seriously. Or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy that you just wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really a part of the club now.
Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. Not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise.
See? It's like I said before, right? Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying to do things like this for other people, that's something that only really good people do.
Thanks, Sayori. Not sure Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all.
Yeah. I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That would be my way of thanking you.
Alright, I'm going to hold you to that then.
Yay! Now you read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this.
We'll see about that.
Dear sunshine, the way you go through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you miss me. Kiss on my forehead, keep me out of bed, making me round to sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you touching me to wish away a rainy day? Are you familiar? The sky blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I would sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast.
Click outside poem area to continue. Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this?
No, just, just a little bit.
You, you can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question.
I forgot to do it last night.
Well, at least that makes me feel a little bit better about myself.
Don't be me. I still try my best.
Uh, yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. Came out nice, or how should I put it? It just sounds like you.
Really?
Yeah. Especially that last line.
I'm an exercise.
Even though you were late to school?
It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all crazy.
Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me.
This is so much fun. Monica's the best.
uh, yeah.
But this time, I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever.
Well, I guess I look forward to it. Who should I show my poem to next? Alright, guys, who's next? Who is next? And anyone who's familiar with the game, do we get to see what in the world we wrote? Like, is that a thing? Do we get to read ours? Who do you guys want to show it to next? We got a Yuri. We got a Natsuki. We got two Yuris and a Natsuki. So Yuri's next. Dot, dot, dot. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? Dot, dot, dot. Semicolon. D- did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. I, he's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. Uh, that's, I guess you're right. Why am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, dot, dot, dot. What kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Dot, dot, dot. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from their topic matter and they form fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There's so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them.
but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying things.
Senpai, notice me.
I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable
Notice me,
feedback.
senpai.
There it is. There it is. Oh, oh, click.
Natsuki can be a little more biased, though.
I nearly spit my drink out. Biased? How?
Uh, um, well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry.
It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now?
Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it.
Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club?
Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers, I flicker back. Dot, dot, dot. I, I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting.
What? I wasn't thinking that at all.
But it took you a long time to read.
I'm literate! Give me a minute. Line. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty.
Uh, that's a relief.
Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive.
It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems.
Not at all.
I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose.
Are you into Ghost, Yuri? Because have I got the game for you?
Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Regret.
Really? I must have totally missed the point.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing.
That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. Hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive.
Eh? It's nothing really. Yours was impressive too, so.
Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you.
You think so?
Yeah, of course.
Uh, you know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Regret.
Uh, Me too. All right. I'm guessing Natsuki's next. Is that what you guys would like? Yeah, maybe. Yep. Alrighty. Dot dot dot. Happy dots. Who?
Well, it's about time I expected someone like you.
That's a little blunt.
Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. It's just didn't evoke any emotions.
So basically, it's not cute enough for your taste. Oh, 1 second. Whew.
Do you want me to get smacked?
I'll pass.
Sigh. Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I told you that you aren't gonna like it.
I like it.
What? Just be honest.
I am.
Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously.
But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid.
Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it.
Yeah, I understand.
But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. Helps bring out feeling in the last line.
So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized.
That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you?
Yeah, guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. 1 second, guys. All right, I guess we're gonna go show Monica.
Hi, Regret. Having a good time so far?
Yeah.
Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay?
All right. I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in.
Anyway, want to share your poem with me?
It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to.
Don't worry, Regret. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon.
Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem.
Hmm. Great job, Regret. I was going all in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations, low. I love that she's Russian. That way, it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know what, Yuri? Likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Siori, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness, Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. Look, you know, it probably should have happened, but it's too late now. Or is it? We could have another character pop in. I have no idea. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all of the nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. We will throw you in the gulag in no time. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. Could take a whole while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased toward their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. uh, anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's 'cause I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know. I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the speckle protrudes, annoys a neighbor, an angry boyfriend. I'll never know it wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I feel blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in, I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in. So, what do you think? Huh. It's very free form, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style's gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Uh, well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, Here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem, line, or a story, line, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening, Wiggly Line. Phew! I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. Wow! This is a literature club after all. Les sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their prospective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly.
What's with this language?
Uh, did you say something?
It's nothing.
Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand.
I guess you could say it's fancy.
Uh, line. Thanks. Yours is cute.
Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can it be cute?
Uh, I know that. I just meant the language. I guess. I was trying to say something nice.
Eh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all.
Um. Well, I do have a couple of suggestions.
Hmm. If I was looking for suggestions, I would ask someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Regret did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all,
Line. Excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet.
mm,
And Regret liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up.
oh, I didn't realize you were so invested trying to impress our new member, Yuri.
That's not what I. Uh, you, you're just. Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Regret appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours.
Huh, how do you know you didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself?
No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy.
Ah!
Uh, um. oh, hello back.
Is, is everybody okay? Well, you know what? I wonder why his boobs magically get a size bigger as soon as their guts start showing them.
What? Whoa! Hold up! That just went to 11. No, not Suki! Natsuki, that's little. This doesn't. Wait. Nat and Yuri? Hello, Zara12 official. Hello, and welcome to the channel. Welcome to the train wreck. How are you doing today?
I don't like.
My God. I'm gonna take a drink.
I don't like fighting, guys.
Suddenly, both girls turned towards me as if they just noticed I was standing there. I am killing my throat. Of regret. She lying. She's just trying to make me look bad.
That's not true. She started it. If she could get over that and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective.
Nice. I didn't know this game had mods. That's pretty cool. I'm doing good. This is my first time with the game, seeing it, and actually seeing what it is, and yeah, I'm completely lost, but it's all good. We're having a good time.
Then let's wait and have happened in the first place. What's the point in making your poems all convoluted for no reason?
Good luck not getting PTSD. Thank you. I I will do my best. Head first, no knowledge. Smooth brain. I have smooth brain. It's like a step inside. You just step on it and just go. Zoom.
Then maybe you should jump out the reader, not force you to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, regret.
Whoa, wait. Nice. That's good to hear. Squidzy. There's no reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning them most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Regret? Well,
Well,
dot, dot, dot. Regret's my favorite character so far. I I can't say. I don't know what to think about any of them. How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. So, of course, that's going to be. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Natsuki. Natsuki glares at me, drying up any words I had in my mouth. So instead, I turn to Yuri. Yuri? Dot. 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 But Yuri's expression is so defenseless that I can't bring myself to say anything to her. Dot. Dot. Dot? Sayori!
Eh?
Yeah! Everyone's fighting is making Sayori uncomfortable. How can the two of you keep fighting when you know you're making your friend feel like this?
Regret? Well, that's your problem. This isn't about her.
I agree. It's unfair for others to interject their own feelings into our conflict.
Yeah, that's the argument tell Yuri what a stuck-up jerk she's being.
She would never. It's your immaturity that's made her upset in the first place.
Excuse me? Are you listening to yourself? This is exactly why nobody likes. Stop!
Line.
Natsuki! Yay! You guys are my friends! I just want everyone to get along and be happy. My friends are wonderful people. And I love them because of their differences. Natsuki's poems, they're amazing because they do so many things with just a few words. And Yuri's poems are amazing because they paint a beautiful picture in your head. Everyone's so talented. So why are we fighting? Me? Because
Well,
also, Natsuki is cute and there's nothing wrong with that. And Yuri's boobs are the same as they always were. Big and beautiful!
Okay, that just happened. Ah! All the dots. Sayori. Sayori stands triumphantly. Monica stands behind her with a bewildered expression.
I'll make some tea.
Yuri rushes off. Natsuki sits down with a blank expression on her face, staring at nothing. So, this is why Sayori is vice president, I whisper to Monica. She nods in return.
To be honest, I might come off as a good leader and I can organize things, but I'm not very good with people. I couldn't even bring myself to interject.
A chicken squawk. Ori was not here for it. All hail the Ori. Alright.
As president, that's kind of embarrassing for me.
Nah, it's not like I can blame you. I wasn't able to say anything either.
Well, I guess that just means Sayori is amazing in her own ways, isn't she?
You could say that. Hallowed all the Ori. She might be an airhead, but sometimes it's weirdly suspicious that she knows exactly what she's doing.
I see. Take good care of her, okay? I would hate to see her get herself hurt.
That makes two of us. You can count on me. Monica smiles sweetly at me, causing my stomach to knot. Such a genuine person really does make a good president, regardless of what she says. If only I could get the chance to talk to her a little more.
Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems?
It was a lot.
Oh my god.
It was a lot of fun.
Well, I'd say it was worth it.
It was alright. Well, mostly.
Regret? How about you?
Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone.
Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you'll learn something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better.
Oh no. I think to myself, I did learn a little bit about the kind of poems everyone likes. Then you look, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress. I nod to myself with newfound determination. So you can get stuck at the end of the game. Thanks for the tip. It's good to know.
Regret. Ready to have my home?
Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. Truly has been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori, about what happened earlier.
Huh? What do you mean?
You know, between Yuri and Natsuki.
Is that guy take happy offer? No, no, no.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for not spoiling. I appreciate it.
That's really the first time I've seen you fired it. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you?
No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you.
Shit. You know, Regret. It's not that I get to spend time with you in the club, but I think seeing you get along with everyone else what makes me the happier. And I think everyone really likes you too.
Hey, thank you for the follow. Woo woo. That's
Every day is going to be so much fun.
sigh. Looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? We'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do this. An infinite after image. It's uncontrollably festering with a tenacious nibble. Um, sure, pleasure. A pleasure massacre. The mouse is infallible because the word I don't know what it means exploded into a starscape of agonizing determination. It was very vivid and unrestrained, captive, vivacious, and you guys get to pick the last word. Guys get to pick the last word. Fun fact: I was kind of working with Team Salvato with the game. Oh, that's awesome! That is really really cool. Lucky. All right, we got one for Lucky. Do we have any other votes? Any other votes? Any other votes for words? We got any more for Lucky? We got anyone? Going in 3, 2, 1. Lucky. Ooh, I need a second. I need a second. Clicking the wrong buttons. Take a drink and then we'll dive back in. Yeah, if you want to, go for it. I know we have a few fans of the game, a few people who've played through it here. Sure, we'd all like to hear some fun facts going on. As long as there's no spoilers, we're all good. Another day passes, and it's time for the club meeting already. I've gotten a little more comfortable here over the past couple days. Entering the club room, the usual scene greets me.
Hi, Regret.
Yo, Sayori.
It looks like you're in a good mood today.
I'm just not used to being in the club, that's all.
I see. That's a pretty simple thing to get you in a good mood. But I guess it's always the simple things with you anyway.
Speaking of which, I'm kinda hungry. Will you come with me and buy a snack?
No thanks.
Yeah? That's not like you at all.
I have my reasons. Why don't we take a look at your purse, Sayori?
Uh, uh, why that, all of a sudden?
No reason, really. I just wanted to look at it.
Uh, uh,
Sayori nervously retrieves her coin purse. She fumbles with the latch and gets it open, then she turns it upside down and lets its contents spill onto the desk. Only 2 small coins fall out.
uh,
I knew it. I could see right through you, Sayori.
that's not fair. How do you even know?
It's simple. If you had enough money in the first place, you would have bought a snack before coming to the club room. So either you're not hungry and want an excuse to take a walk, or you plan to conveniently forget that you spent all your money so that I would lend you some. But there's one more thing. You're always hungry. And so that only leaves the one option.
What? I give up. Don't make me feel guilty.
If you feel guilty, that means you deserve to feel guilty. Yuri suddenly giggles.
Eh?
I didn't notice that she was listening in. Her face is in her book as always. I wasn't listening or anything. It was just something in my book.
Yuri? Tell regret to let me buy some money.
That's lying. Don't get me involved like that, Sayori. Besides, you should only buy what you can responsibly afford. And frankly, after pulling a mischievous little stunt like that, your suffering is fair enough retribution. Dot, dot, dot. Line. Did I just... I didn't mean that. I got too absorbed into my book. That was harsh.
I really like when you speak your mind, yeah? It's like you have Maysbury's a face out of you.
There's no way you could think that.
You're right, though. I did something bad, now I have to accept the revolution.
Retribution.
That.
Still coming from you, Sayori. I guess there's a little devil inside of us all, isn't there?
Yeah.
Don't let her fool you. Sayori knows exactly what she's doing. After all, she told you guys she was bringing me to the club before she even told me.
Baby, you wouldn't have cake if it weren't for the cupcakes. So I had to trick Natsuki into making it.
Come on, give me more credit than that, Sayori.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Twat. Kah.
Out of nowhere, something smacks Sayori in the face and tumbles onto the desk.
Ow. What was...
Slide.
Eh? A cookie?
Sure enough, it's a giant cookie wrapped in plastic. Sayori glances around.
Is this a miracle? It's because I paid my restitution.
Retribution. Actually, that one almost worked.
I just,
Blah. Don't mind me. I'm breaking myself. I'm just breaking myself.
I was gonna give it to you, but then I heard you blab about the cupcakes. I was totally was seeing your reaction, Dara. No, Natsuki. That's so nice of you. I'm so happy.
Sayori hugs the cookie. Jeez, just eat it.
Sayori rapidly tears open the wrapper and takes a big bite.
So good. Muff.
Sayori suddenly clasps her hands over her mouth.
I bit my tongue. You're going to that though with just one cookie.
Natsuki takes a bite of her own cookie.
This you look really good too, Natsuki. Can I try it? Jeez, beggars can't be choosers. But yours is chocolate. Yeah, why do you think I gave you that one? Fair. Still, I'm really happy that you shared this one with me.
Sayori gets out of her seat and goes behind Natsuki's and wraps her arms around her.
Ah, jeez. I get it.
Koki still in hand, Natsuki reaches up to nudge Sayori off of her. Sayori suddenly leans down and takes a bite out of Natsuki's cookie.
Hey! Did you seriously just do that?
Mouthful, Sayori trots away to safety. Yura and I laugh swell.
Jeez, you're such a kid sometimes. Monica, could you tell Sayori?
Natsuki glances around. Monica isn't in the clubroom.
Where's Monica anyway?
Good question. Have any of you heard anything about her being late today?
Not me.
Yeah, I haven't either.
That's a bit unusual.
I hope she's okay. Of course she's okay. She probably just had something to do today. She's pretty popular after all. Eh? You don't think she has a...
I wouldn't be surprised. She's probably more desirable than all of us combined.
That's it. Excuse me?
On it! Kaboom! Toss that grenade! That was the worst throw ever. Of all time.
Not my fault. Someone put a wall in my way.
Not my fault. Someone put a wall in my way. Oh, hold up. Okay. Suddenly, the door swings open. Sorry, I'm super sorry. Ah, there you are. I didn't mean to be late. I hope you guys weren't worried or anything.
Eh? Monica choose to care about her boyfriend after all. You're so strong, Willie.
But boyfriend? What on earth are you talking about? Monica quizzically glances at me. Never mind that. What held you up anyway? Well, my last period today was study hall. To be honest, I just kind of lost track of time.
That makes no sense, though. You had heard about it, at least.
I must not have heard it, since I was practicing piano.
Piano? I wasn't aware you played music as well, Monica.
I don't really. I kind of just started recently. I've always wanted to learn piano. That's cool. That's cool. You should play something for us, Monica. That's. Monica looks at me. Maybe once I get a little bit better, I will.
Wow.
That sounds cool. I'd also look forward to it. Is that so? In that case, I won't let you down, Regret. Monica smiles sweetly. Ah, I didn't mean any pressure or anything like that.
Don't worry. I've been practicing a whole lot recently, and I'd really love the chance to share you once I'm ready.
I see. In that case, best of luck.
Thanks. So I didn't miss anything, did I?
No, not really. I choose to leave out Sayori's mischievous escapade. I'm not sure Natsuki will end up complaining to her anyway. It looks like everyone is already settled down. Sayori somehow already finished her entire cookie. Yuri's back to her book, and Natsuki disappeared into the closet. Hey, Yuri.
Huh?
Uh, Suddenly noticed that Yuri's reading a different book from the one we've been reading together. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. I was kind of just waiting for you.
Ah, if that's the case, why don't we go ahead and get started?
Yes, let's. Actually, I have a request. Do you mind if I make some tea first?
Not at all.
Thanks very much. If there's one thing that can make my reading time here any better, it's a nice cup of tea. Not to mention for yourself as well.
Yuri stands up and makes her way to the closet. I follow and watch as she retrieves a small water pitcher from the shelf, the kind with a filter inside.
Can you hold this for a second?
Sure. Yuri hands me the water pitcher and also fetches an electric kettle.
I'm going to plug this in at the teacher's desk, and then we'll go get some water.
She walks past me and sets the kettle down on the teacher's desk. I simply watch her movements. To my surprise, the way she moves really contrasts her speaking mannerisms. Especially because of her long legs, Yuri appears elegant and methodical.
Okay, may I have the water pitcher? Thanks, I'll be right back.
Ah, I might as well walk with you.
Yeah, why not? Shall we go then?
Yeah.
Where are you two off to?
We're just. Yuri was going to make some tea, so. Suddenly realized how weird it sounds to explain this to Monica. We're just filling the water pitcher.
Okay. Sorry, I was just a bit curious. That's kind of a one-person job, isn't it?
That's.
Monica, please mind your own business for once. Or do you want to tell me there's something wrong with helping involve regret in club activities?
Ah, if there's anything club activities will bring you, it's regret. You always want to involve regret. Ah, yes. The secret ingredient. No regrets.
Uh,
Uh, uh, uh. Line. My mouth gapes.
I I suppose there's nothing wrong with that. Then let's go, regret.
Yuri quickly exits the room and I follow. Alright, guys. I need one moment. The hydrate's going straight to me, so let me just go take care of this real quick, and then we will continue our adventures down wherever in the world this is leading. Okay. No regrets. Absolutely none of them. Not a single one. Let me do. Oh, okay. Let me do one thing real quick. Uh, there you go. There we go. All right. Once in the hallway, she suddenly puts her forehead against the wall. I spoke without. I spoke without thinking. How could I say something like that, Yuri? I just. Something about the way she said that. It made me feel so irritated. What's wrong with me? No, Yuri. I think you did the right thing. Wasn't expecting it, but it's also not right for Monica to judge people like that. Regret. How come even when I do something bad, you're being nice to me? Because that's how regret works. I mean, wait, what? Because nothing that you do is as bad as you make it seem in your head. Nobody's perfect. We have emotions and we can't always hide them away. But you always amplify things in your head. Your mind turns a little rain shower into a hurricane. No. Wouldn't you hate me for something as terrible as that? Why would I hate you? I can't hate someone for having emotions. What kind of friend would do that? Friend, do you say? Uh, um. Yuri lifts her head. Regret? I really like being friends with you. And that's what everybody says. Yep. That's totally how it works. Ha 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 ha. Thanks, Yuri. I like being friends with you too. I feel like I feel kind of awkward saying something like that, but I'm doing my best to help Yuri feel better. Anyway, uh, line. Yeah. Shall we go? Yeah. Yuri and I walk to the nearest water fountain. Once we fill up the water pitcher, we return to the classroom. Regret, do you like oolong tea? Yeah. Anything is fine. Very well. Yuri sets the temperature on the kettle to 200 degrees. Now it's time to get the teapot. You really do this properly, don't you? Of course. I shouldn't do anything less when I'm making tea for others. Even if I'm not an expert on tea or anything? In that case, you'll only be even more impressed. Ah, perhaps I will. Yuri fetches a teapot and begins measuring the tea leaves. To my surprise, she even starts humming a little to herself. You must be in a good mood now. Is that so? I was letting it show, and you noticed. I was doing a bit of thinking, and I decided that I would try expressing myself a little bit more. Turns out it's not very hard for me to do when it's you who's around anyway. Uh, that's great, Yuri. Just don't push yourself too much. You're always worrying about me, Regret. It's very endearing. That's Yuri wasn't kidding. I don't even know if I can keep up with this. I watch Yuri pour a cup of tea for each of us. Regret, I have another request. Do you mind if we sit on the floor today? Yeah, what's that? It's a little bit easier on my back. I can read with my back against the wall rather than bending over at my desk.
It will.
Ah, sorry, I didn't realize.
No worries. I just have back pain fairly regularly, so I do my best to manage it.
Is that so? Wonder why that is.
It's most likely because
Line. Uh, line.
my
Dot. 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 Your posture, right? Always hunched over like that while reading?
yes, I have terrible reading posture, so that's why we should sit on the floor.
Fair enough. Go ahead and get the book. I retrieved the book from my bag. Ah, I have some chocolate as well. It's a bag of small chocolate candies that I kept hidden from Sayori's candy radar. I take it since it'll go well with the tea. Yuri and I then sit against the wall, teacups at our sides. As if in sync, we assumed the same reading position as last time, each holding one half of the book. Except this time, our bodies are even closer to each other.
I can't see too well. Line.
Yuri slides closer until our shoulders are touching. How am I supposed to focus on reading like this? Yuri was always kind of cute, but when she's being less apprehensive, it's almost more than I can handle.
Your teacup.
Yuri hands me my teacup. Holding it with my hand that's not holding the book, I end up in a position that makes it even harder to focus. Because now I need to worry about making sure I didn't actually accidentally touch her chest. Meanwhile, Yuri hasn't noticed a single thing. She wears her intense reading expression, and I can only presume the world around her has faded away. I use all of my willpower to focus on reading. Dot, dot, dot. After a few moments, I finally manage to relax a little, put the teacup between my legs, and fumble with the chocolate wrapper. Uh, sorry. I briefly let go of the book to finish opening the wrapper. You can have as much as you want.
Uh, that's that's okay. I won't take any.
Eh, are you sure?
Well, if I touch it, then it might get smudges on the pages.
You're right. I didn't even think about that. My bad.
No need to apologize. I'll hold the book, okay?
Are you sure?
Of course.
Yuri opens the book with both hands. She holds it so that I don't have any harder of a time reading from it, but as a result, her left arm is practically resting on top of my leg. Well, in that case, Yuri is already focused, totally focused on reading again. Take a chocolate candy and pop it into my mouth. Then I take another chocolate and I hold it up to Yuri. She doesn't even look away from the book. She simply parts her lips as if this situation was completely natural. But that means I can't stop here. I apprehensively place the chocolate in her mouth. Just like that, Yuri closes her lips over it.
Eh?
Yuri's expression suddenly breaks.
Did did I just
Yuri looks at me like she needs to confirm what just happened.
uh um regret?
Sorry. Guess I shouldn't have done that.
That's well, you were just helping. That's something that friends do, right?
I mean, not really in this kind of context, but yeah, that's all it was.
Yeah. Then you don't need to stop or anything.
I see. Situation has gotten really tense. Yuri tries to return to the book, but I can tell just by her expression that even she can't focus now. My heart is pounding. I nervously take another chocolate between my fingers, but this time Yuri's eyes meet mine. Dot, How did it even come to this? Yuri doesn't avert her gaze. I notice her chest rising and falling to the rhythm of her breaths. I raise my arm. Ah. Like before, Yuri parts her lips, but it's different this time. I take the chocolate and place it in her mouth. I feel her hot breath on my fingers.
Okay, everyone.
What? Yuri jolts back.
It's time to share poems. Regret you can help Yuri put away the tea stuff, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, thanks.
The spell is abruptly broken. I'll I'll take care of the cups. Yeah. Yuri picks up the teacups from the floor. I pick up the bag of chocolates. In the end, we hastily clean up without so much as a word between us. I get the feeling this is something neither of us will have the courage to bring up. Who should I show my poem to first? Alright, guys. List your picks now. Who goes first? We got a Sayori. Got a Sayori. Anyone else? Anyone else? Anyone else? Going once, going twice, going 3 times, and sold!
Oh, I like this one, McGregor. It has some nice feelings in it.
I'm glad. Does that mean it's better than yesterday's?
Let me think. I don't know. I guess I like 'em both. Yeah.
That's not very helpful, you know.
Well, I'm not very good at figuring out if poems are good or bad, but that's why I just go by my heart. If it makes me feel things, then it must be a good poem.
I'm not sure that's exactly how it works. Then again, I guess conveying feelings is a pretty important part of this whole thing. Yeah, maybe. Honestly, I don't even know what kind of writing you like in the first place.
Yeah, me neither.
Why don't you at least try giving it some thought?
Nah, you want to write something for me?
That's,
That's a sweet.
yeah, right. But you're always thinking about other people. No need to think about yourself one. You need to think about yourself once in a while. If you don't, you might end up getting hurt at some point.
Huh? Well, I don't really know what you mean, but I try to keep it in mind.
Well, whatever.
Anyway, let's see. I guess I like happy poems. Wait, sometimes I like sad poems too. Sometimes there'll be a both. There's a way for that, right? What's the way I'm looking for? Bittersweet. Yeah. I like things that are happy and things that are sad. Happy and sad.
Oh, I can't see you liking something sad, Sayori.
Well, I like happy the most. But sometimes when you have a little rain cloud in your head, a sad poem can make the rain cloud a little hug and make a nice happy rainbow.
Sayori, that's unexpectedly poetic.
Eh? Is it? Maybe I'm getting better at expressing my feelings after all. Thanks for credit. I should go write that down there. You can read my poem now, okay? Butters. A pepper of my scalp like the lid of a cookie jar. It's the secret place where I keep all my dreams. Nearby sunshine all run together like a hand bundle of kittens. I reach inside with my thumb, forefinger, and pluck one out. It's warm and tingly, but there's no time to waste. I put it in a bottle, keep it safe. I gotta put the bottle on the shelf with all the other bottles. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts, and the bottles all in a row. My collection, oh no. Next, me I like to friends. Each bottle start out to make amends. Sometimes the friends feel a certain way. Downcast bodies just stay there. Night after night, more dreams. Friend after friend, more bars. Dip and dip, my fingers got it work like a spoiled duck cliff. Discovering the secrets hiding in the next credits. Digging and digging. Scrappy. I blew this out my bucket. It's starting to like down my legs. My empty shelf could use some more. My friends look through my locked front door. Finally, all day, I open up and in my friends, and they come in such a hurry. Do they want my body at me? I frantically pulled them from the shelf, one after the other, holding them out to each and every each and every bowl. But every time I let one go, it shines against the top between my feet. Happy dots, it shines all over the floor. Though it's supposed to be for my friends who aren't smiling. They're all shouting, playing something, but I hear it echo, whoa, 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 echo, inside my head.
Holy crap. Sorry, did you really write this?
Of course I did. Didn't I tell you that I was gonna write the best poem ever?
Yeah, but I mean, I didn't expect something like this coming from you.
Monica taught me a whole lot, and I've been really in touch with my feelings recently.
I see that. It's almost kind of creepy.
Creepy.
Well, not exactly. Maybe because I'm so used to being cheerful. Well, never mind. I'm thinking too hard about it. The point is, it came out good, so you should be proud of it.
Aw, thanks. I feel like I was meant to express myself this way. It even helps me understand my own feelings a little bit better. Writing's like magic.
You've gotten pretty passionate about this, huh? I hope you keep it up.
Yeah, writing's the best. I'm gonna keep writing till I die.
Don't get ahead of yourself. Sary's always had a habit of getting obsessed with something before dropping it no more than a week later. I wonder if this is one of those times, but seeing the passion in her eyes makes it hard for me to be pessimistic. Alright, guys, who's next? Who's next? Who is next? Oh, what is. Alright, who's next? Alright, let's go down the line. Natsuki.
Hmm. Well, it's not like any worse than the last one, but I can't really say it's better either. Phew. Huh? Phew what?
Well, anything that isn't a train wreck, I'll take as a win. And I get the feeling you're probably the most critical.
Hey, wait, what makes you... Wait, maybe that was a compliment? Ah, glad to see someone recognizes my experience. Well then, keep practicing and maybe you'll be as good as me someday.
Something tells me Natsuki completely missed the point.
Come to think of it, this kind of reminds me of Sayori's poem from yesterday.
You think so?
Yeah, well, I guess if you've been friends with her for so long, you might be on the same wavelength. But you never really struck me as her type.
Sayori has a type all of a sudden?
Well, I don't know. But honestly, how can someone so, fluffy spend so much time with someone like you? It's like she's dragging around a dead weight.
Ow! Ow! Oh, that was a little unnecessary. But think of it this way. If it weren't for me, she would probably just fly away like letting go of a balloon. You could say we each take care of each other in our own way.
Whatever it is, I don't get it. Oh yeah, I guess I'm supposed to show you my poem. Here. Amy likes spiders. You know what I heard about Amy? Amy likes spiders. Icky, wiggly, hairy, ugly spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a cute singing voice. I heard her singing my favorite love song. Every time she sang chorus, my heart would pound to the rhythm of the words. But she likes spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. One time, I hurt my leg really bad. Amy helped me up and took me to the nurse. I tried not to let her touch me. She likes spiders, so her hands are proud gross. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a lot of friends. I see her talking to people. She probably talks about spiders. What if her friends start to like spiders too? That's why I'm not friends with her. Doesn't matter if she has other hobbies. It doesn't matter if she keeps it private. It doesn't matter if it doesn't hurt anyone. It's gross. She's gross. The world is better off without spider lovers, and I'm gonna tell everyone. Not bad, right?
Yeah, it's quite a bit longer than yesterday's.
Yesterday's was way too short. I was just warming up. I hope you didn't think that was the best I could do.
No, of course not.
Anyway, the message is pretty straightforward in this poem. I doubt I have to explain it. Sometimes you can explain complicated issues with much simpler analogies, and it helps people realize how stupid they're being. Like anyone would agree that something in this poem is an ignorant joke.
Do you know people like that?
Of course, it's about how everyone thinks my. That doesn't matter. It can be about anything. I wrote it to be easy to relate to. Everyone has some kind of weird hobby or a guilty pleasure, something that you're afraid if people find out they'd make fun of you or think less of you. But that just makes people stupid. Who cares what someone likes as long as they're not hurting anyone and it makes them happy? I think people really need to learn to respect others for liking weird things.
Well, you're definitely right. At least I can relate to that, and I'm sure a lot of other people can too.
That's what I do best after all. I don't like writing unless there's a good message to take away from it. Like conveying emotions is important. But I want to make people think, not just feel. Remember that. I'm gonna write a good one for tomorrow too, so look forward to it.
Let's see what you've written for today. Dot, dot, dot. Oh, even more dots.
Yuri stares at the poem with a surprised expression on her face. Do you like it?
Regret. This one might even be better than yesterday's. How did you even pick up on this so quickly? Just yesterday I was telling you the kind of techniques worth practicing.
Maybe that's why you did a good job explaining. I really wanted to try giving it more imagery. Yuri visibly swallows. Even her hands appear sweaty.
I'm not used to this.
Used to what?
I don't know.
It's fine, take your time. Yuri breathes and collects her thoughts. I know that Yuri likes to think before she speaks, so I offer that patience to her.
Yeah, just being appreciated like this, I guess. It probably sounds really stupid, but seeing someone motivated by my writing just makes me really happy.
Are you saying you've never shared your writing before? Yuri nods. Really? I don't believe it.
I really only write for myself, and besides, people would just laugh at me.
Do you really think that? Again, Yuri nods. Huh. Even your close friends?
Dot, dot, dot.
Yuri doesn't respond to that. I wonder why. Anyway, do you want to share the poem you wrote today?
Yeah, I do. If it's with you. The raccoon. It happened in the dead of night, while I was slicing bread for a guilty snack. My attention was caught by the scuttering of a raccoon outside my window. That was, I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendencies as an unordinary human. I gave the raccoon a piece of bread, my subconscious well aware of the consequences, well aware that a raccoon that is fed will always come back for more. The enticing beauty of my cutting knife was a symptom. The bread, my hungry curiosity, the raccoon, an urge. The moon increments its phase and reflects that much more light off of my cutting knife. The very same light that glistens in the eyes of my raccoon friend. I slice the bread, fresh and soft.
The raccoon becomes excited, or perhaps I'm merely projecting my emotions onto the newly satisfied animal. The raccoon has taken to following me. You could say that we've gotten quite used to each other. The raccoon becomes hungry more and more frequently, so my bread is always handy. Every time I brandish my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me its excitement. A rush of blood. Classic Pavlovian conditioning. I slice the bread and I feed myself again. Um, I was a little more daring with this one than yesterday's. I could see that. It's a lot more metaphorical. I don't know if it's my fault, but I can't begin to imagine what this poem is about. That's right. It's a bit closer to my preferred writing style, using the poem as a canvas to express vivid imagery and conveying emotions through 'em. Yeah, if I take it at face value, then I can't even figure out what it's supposed to mean. Well, I think it's something that different people can relate to in their own way. I wanted to express the way it feels for me to indulge in my more unusual hobbies. It's those sorts of things I'm usually forced to keep to myself, so I sometimes enjoy writing about them. Huh, that's funny. Dot, 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 semicolon. Did Natsuki also write something about that? About someone being ridiculed for a strange interest? Huh? She did? Yeah. She was talking about how it doesn't matter what you're into as long as you're not hurting anybody. She line. She's right. Line. I mean dot. 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 Does she really feel that way? Yeah. Sounds like you two have that in common.
Oh, well?
That's that's interesting. Oh well. To me, she seemed like the kind of person who would make fun of my hobbies. But I suppose that's my fault for judging, isn't it? Ah, please don't tell her I said that. Don't worry, I have no reason to. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing it with me. After all, if I hadn't learned to embrace my own weirdness, I would probably hate myself. I might be ranting a little bit now, but I'm glad that you're a good listener. You're good at a lot of things. Ooh woo. Writing, listening, ooh wooing. There really aren't many people like you, Regret. That's exaggerating a little bit. It's just how I feel. I never thought I would feel so comfortable sharing my writing. But now I almost feel like I look forward to it. It's just a really nice feeling. And you're to thank for that. It's nothing really. Yuri smiles sincerely at me. For just a moment, her timidness seems to disappear. All right. Hello again, Regret. How's the writing going? All right, I guess. I'll take that. As long as it's not going bad. I'm happy that you're applying yourself. Maybe soon you'll come up with a masterpiece. Ah, I wouldn't count on that. You'll never know. Want to share what you wrote for today? Sure. Here you go. Give my poem to Monica. Dot, dot, dot. All right. This one's good. It feels like you're not only getting more comfortable with your style, but the imagery is better than the last one I read. Just wondering, but have you been finding inspiration in Yuri's writing style? I guess so. Can't deny that she's talented. Yeah, totally.
I think her poems are the most romantic. At least the best way to describe it. She's like a totally different person when she picks up a pen. I noticed that too. Or when she's talking about literature, it's like a light turns on inside her. Mm-hmm. Sadly, it's hard to get much personal conversation out of her. Trust me, I've tried. Who knows what goes on in that head of hers? I hope you don't mean that in a bad way. No, of course not. I just meant that I wish she didn't keep so much to herself. But still defending her like that, you must be pretty into her. Eh? You completely misunderstood. Calm down, I'm kidding. Besides, I'm pretty sure she's already got a boyfriend. Wait, really? Yeah, fictional one anyway. Monica kind of whispers that last part to me. It's just a hunch, but, well, there's not really anything wrong with that. Oh, well, I know. I was just saying. But anyway, you want to read my poem now? I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too. Alright, let's take a look. Save me. The colors they won't stop. Bright, beautiful colors. Flashing, expanding, piercing. Red, blue, green. An endless cacophony of meaningless noise. The noise it won't stop. Violent, grating waveforms. Squeaking, screeching, piercing. Sine, cosine, tangent. Like playing a chalkboard on a turntable, like playing a vinyl on a pizza crust. An endless poem of meaningless. Load me. Load me. ¿Por qué? What? Hmm. It's even more abstract than the last one, huh? I guess it's just the way I write. I'm sorry if you don't like it. No, I never said that. It's just a kind of thing that I've never really seen before, I guess. I kind of like playing with my space on the paper. Choosing where and how to space your words can totally change the mood of the poem. It's almost like magic. The way I wrote the lines really short makes it feel like they're trying to speak over the noise. I see. It's still hard for me to tell what it's about, though. Sometimes asking what a poem is about isn't the right question. A poem can be as abstract as a physical expression of a feeling, or a conversation with the reader. So, putting it that way, not every poem is about something. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. You'll never know when you might change your mind, or when something unexpected may happen. Wait, is this tip even about writing? What am I even talking about? This is my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Alright, I'm gonna hit save. Why not? Okay, everyone. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? I have something extra planned today, so if everyone could come sit at the front of the room.
Is this about the festival?
Well, sort of.
Ugh, do we really have to do something for the festival? It's not like we can put together anything good in just a few days. Let's just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of killing your members.
That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do well with last minute preparations.
Don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? We won't need much more than a few decorations. Theory has been working on posters, and I've designed some pamphlets we can give out during the event.
Okay, that's great now. But they didn't tell us what we're actually going to be doing for the event.
Ah, sorry. I thought you heard about it already. We're going to be performing.
Performing?
Monica?
Yeah, we're going to be having a poetry performance. Each of us are going to choose a poem to recite during the event, but the cool part is we're also going to let anyone else come up and recite poems too. Sayori's putting it on. All the posters, in case anyone wants to prepare ahead of time. Sayori, who's been coloring a poster, holds it up for us to see.
Are you kidding, Monica? You didn't already start putting those posters up, did you?
Well, I did. Do you really think it's that bad of an idea?
Well, no. It's not a bad idea. But I didn't sign up for this, you know? There's no way I'm going to be performing in front of a group of people like that.
Uh, I agree with Natsuki. I can never in my life do something like that. Imagining it, Yuri shakes her head in fear.
Good.
No, Sayori. I understand where they're coming from. Remember that Natsuki and Yuri have never shared their poems with anyone until just a couple days ago. It's a lot to ask for them to recite their poems out loud to a whole room full of people. I guess I kind of overlooked that, so I'm sorry. But I still think we should give it our best. We're the only ones responsible for the fate of this club. If we start the event and each put on a good performance, then it will inspire others to do the same. And the more people who perform, the better we'll be able to show everyone what literature is all about.
Yeah. It's about expressing your feelings, being intimate with yourself, finding new horizons, and having fun.
This right. And it's those reasons that we're all in this club today. Don't you want to share that with others? To inspire them to find the same feelings that brought you here in the first place. I know you do. I know we all do. And if all that takes is standing in front of the room for 2 minutes and reciting a poem, then I know you can do it. Dots. Natsuki and Yuri remain silent. Sayori looks worried. I guess that leaves me no choice. I agree. I don't think it's too much to ask. I think that Sayori and Monica have been trying really hard to get new members. The least we can do is help them out a little bit.
Well, maybe, bae. Yeah.
Looks like Natsuki doesn't have any arguments left.
Uh, okay, fine. I guess I just have to get it over with. Alright.
Phew. Thanks, Natsuki. What about you, Yuri? Uh, Yuri dejectedly glances around at everyone else's expectant faces. Sigh. I guess I don't really have a choice.
There's everywhere. You're the best, Yuri.
This club is seriously going to be the death of me. Oh gosh. You'll be fine, Yuri. But anyway, let's move on to the main event. I want each of you to choose a poem of yours. We're going to practice reciting them in front of each other.
No way.
Monica, this is too sudden. Well, if you can't recite your poem in front of the club, how do you expect to do it in front of strangers? Oh no. Don't worry. It'll start off to help everyone feel a little more comfortable.
Can I get there?
Ah, ha ha ha. Of course. Now, let's see. Monica flips through her notebook to the specific poem she has in mind for herself. She then stands behind the podium. The title of this poem is The Way They Fly. Ahem. Monica begins reciting her poem. Her clear, confident voice fills the room. More than that, her inflection is pristine. She knows exactly how to apply emotion behind each line she recites, bringing the words to life. Is this something she's done before, or is she simply a natural? I glance around me. Everyone has their eyes on Monica. Sayori looks amazed. Yuri has an intense expression on her face that I don't understand. Finally, Monica finishes the recitation. The four of us applaud. Monica takes a breath and smiles.
That was so good, Monica.
Ah, ha, 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 thank you very much. I was just hoping to set a good example. Are you ready to go next, Sayori? I'll go next.
What? Yuri's fired up for her all of a sudden?
Yuri clutches a sheet of paper between her hands and stands up. Keeping her head down, she walks quickly over to the podium. This poem is called. Yuri anxiously glances at each of us. You can do it.
You can do it, Yuri.
It's called After Image of a Crimson Eye. Yuri's voice shakes as she starts reading the poem. Just a moment ago, she practically refused to do this. Why is she suddenly putting in so much effort? As Yuri gets past the first couple of lines, her voice changes. It's almost like what happens when Yuri gets absorbed in her books. Her quivering words transform into the sharp syllables of a fierce and confident woman. The poem is full of twists and turns in its structure that she enunciates with perfect timing. This must be a rare glimpse into the whirling fire Yuri keeps concealed within her head. Suddenly, she's finished. Everyone is stunned. Yuri snaps back into reality and glances around herself as if she'd bewildered even herself. I. It's up to me to save the situation. I'm the first to start applauding. Everyone joins me afterward and we give Yuri the recognition she deserves. It's not that we didn't want to applaud for her, but we were caught so off guard that we must have forgotten. As we applaud, Yuri holds a poem to her chest and rushes back into her seat.
Yuri, that was really good. Thank you for sharing.
Dot, dot, dot. Looks like Yuri's down for the count.
Okay. I guess I'm next then.
Sayori hops out of her chair and cheerfully walks to the podium.
This one's called My Minute. Ah. Sorry, I giggled.
Sayori,
It's a lot harder than I thought. How did you guys do it so easily?
Uh, Try not to think of it like you're reciting to other people. Imagine you're reciting it to yourself, like in front of a mirror or in your own head. It's your poem, so it'll come out the best that way.
I see, I see. Okay
Sayori begins her poem. Somehow, it feels like her soft voice was made as a perfect match. The poem isn't aimlessly cheery like Sayori is. It's serene and bittersweet. If I were to read this on paper, I probably wouldn't think much of it, but hearing it come from Sayori's voice almost gives it a whole new meaning. Maybe this is what Sayori meant when she said she likes my poems. It's like I get to reach more deeply into someone I thought I knew through and through. Sayori finishes, and we applaud.
I did it.
Good job, Sayori.
Even regret lucky. I guess that's a good sign.
What does that even mean?
It came out nicely, Sayori. The atmosphere of the poem fits you really nicely. But it might be that other poems wouldn't work quite as well with that kind of delivery.
Yeah, I don't really understand.
In other words, I've seen poems of yours where that sort of gentle delivery wouldn't work as well. They might need a little more force behind them, depending on what you're reading.
Oh, I know what you mean. That's, well, I'll be practicing that kind of thing. It's just embarrassing to do in front of everyone.
Then next time, I'm going to make you pick a poem that challenges you a little more. We don't have much time before the festival, you know.
Okay.
Now, who's next? Nasuki?
Hmm. Don't make me go before it, great. It's not like I can compare to you guys anyway. Might as well let regret lower everyone's standards for a little before I have to do it. Nasuki.
It's fine. Might as well get it over with. But it's not like I have much of a selection of what to read. I'll just have to go with what I wrote for today. Stand up and step in front of the podium. Everyone has their eyes on me, making me feel terribly awkward. I recite my poem. Since I'm not exactly confident in my own writing, it's hard to put energy into it. Despite that, once I finish, I receive applause anyways. Sorry I'm not really as good as everyone else. Don't worry about it so much. I think it's less about your abilities and more about your lack of confidence in your writing. That's something that will improve over time, though. Maybe. All right then. That just leaves you, Natsuki.
Yeah, yeah, I'm going.
Natsuki begrudgingly gets out of her seat and makes her way to the podium.
The poem is called. It's called. Why are you all looking at me?
Because, because you're presenting.
Hmm. Anyway, the poem is called Jack.
Natsuki takes a breath. When she starts reciting the poem, her sour attitude disappears a little. While she's still a little unenthused, her poem has a rhythm and rhyme to it. It's Natsuki's trademark style, and it works surprisingly well when spoken aloud. The words feel like they bounce up and down as if giving life to the poem. Natsuki finishes, and everyone applauds. She huffs back to her seat. That wasn't so bad, was it?
Easy for you to say. You better not make me do that again.
Ah, well. Do you at least feel prepared enough to recite the poem in front of other people?
I mean, doing it in front of other people would be way easier. I could put on whatever face I want for those people, but when it's just my friends, it's just embarrassing. That's a surprise, Natsuki. I think it would be the other way around for me. Well, that's just how it is, so.
Well, I guess in that case, you won't have much to worry about for the festival. That said, I want to thank everyone for coming through. It might be hard, but I hope that you all have an idea of what it's like now. Make sure you pick a poem and get enough practice before the festival, okay? I'll be making pamphlets, so let me know ahead of time what you'll be reciting. Jeez, I should probably find some other poem to recite instead. These fine too. It doesn't have to be your own. I'm already pleasantly surprised that you're putting in all this effort for the club. It makes me really happy. Uh, yeah, no problem. Hello, DDLC Simp. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the follow. How are you doing today? How are you? How are you? Okay, everyone. I think that's about it for today. I know the festival is coming up, but let's try to write poems for tomorrow as well. It's been working out really nice so far, so I'd like to continue that. Doing good too. Doing good too. As for the festival, we'll finish planning tomorrow and then we'll have the weekend to prepare. Monday's the big day.
I can't wait.
I can do this. I can do this. Alright. I stand up. There's no way I'll be able to find the same enthusiasm as Sayori and Monica, but I'll do my best to get through it. If it's for the sake of the club and impressing Monica, then I'll have to do my best. Ready to go, Sayori?
Yeah. Look at you two. Always going home together like that.
He's kind of adorable, isn't it? Jeez, guys, don't make such a big deal out of it. It must be a little nice, though. Well, how am I supposed to respond to that?
It's okay, but Grant, you don't have to say it.
Whatever. Let's go already. I'll walk home with Sayori once more. Even though it's only been a few days, a lot of things have already changed. But today, Sayori's being a little quieter than usual on the way home. Hey, Sayori.
Eh? Sorry, I was spacing out.
No wonder.
Uh, I was thinking about something from earlier. I know how we get to. I mean,
Sayori fumbles with her words.
so let's just say that one day Yuri asked to walk home with you.
Huh?
What would you do?
What kind of question is that? You're kind of putting me on the spot here. Walking home with Yuri, huh? Why does the thought of that make my heart pound? I mean, given how hard it is for her to socialize, I would feel awful turning her down, so. Isn't she so beautiful and smart? That has nothing to do with what I just said.
You made it.
Jeez, there's not even any point speculating something that's never going to happen.
Well, maybe, but I just like to think about it. It's not long before you won't need me anymore, you know?
Need you? Sayori, I can't figure out how you're seeing things in your head right now.
Sorry.
Everyone is different. Nobody in the club is a replacement for you.
Hmm. If you say so.
Conversation trails off, and I'm left feeling awkward, but it was kind of her fault for trapping me with such a weird question. I can't just lie to her, but if there's something that makes her happy, I would hate to take that away from her. That's why I said there's no point in speculating. Then again, the festival's only a few days away. Who knows what will happen in that time? Alright, here we go. Intellectual. Gotta go with the nibble. And imagination. Existence. Starscape, obviously. Eternity. Feet. And Inferno. Peaceful, why not? Vivacious. Death. Cage. Unrequited. Entropy. Tragedy. Melancholy. Hopeless. Contamination. Doki Doki. Alright, guys, you guys get to choose. What's the last word? What's the last word we get to choose here? What are we going to go with? What word would you guys like to go with? Grief? Alright, we got one for grief. Going once. Going twice. Going 3 times. Grief it is. Alright, so we're going to save it here. And that's where we're going to call Doki Doki Literature Club for today. We will be picking this up again. I'm not sure exactly when, but we will be picking it up. Please stick around as we will be switching games to Assassin's Creed Origins, where we get to go play in the desert, go through Bayek's story, and the absolute wild times that come with that. Some more Egyptian lore, which is always fascinating. Thank you, everybody who came for Doki Doki Literature Club. If you can't stay, it's understandable. I enjoyed hanging out with you guys and just the silliness and shenanigans that just pursued or ensued rather. Thank you, everybody who redeemed sacrifices. Thank you for the follows, the chats, the talks, just coming and hanging out. You guys are absolutely awesome. Hello, Monica's here. Welcome, welcome to the channel, and thank you very much for the follow. My voice is starting to give out, which is why I'm going to have to call this for now. So we'll see where this story leads to next time. It sounds like we're going to be headed to a festival. So thank you again, everybody, for coming and hanging out and sticking by. We are going to be switching over games. There will be a small blip in this stream, but don't worry, it will be here. It'll only be for a few seconds. I have to do it so that my it needs to love. It leads to love. Trust. Well, that is a good. That's a good thing. That's good to know. Always leads to love. That's good. That's good. Alright, guys, so my capture stuff is why I have to actually stop and restart, but don't worry, it'll only be for a moment. So thank you again, everybody, for coming and hanging out. If you can't stay, thank you for being here, for chatting, for lurking, for doing all those awesome things that you do. If you do stay, we're going to have some Egyptian madness going down. So see you guys in a moment.